Hello everyone, Shadefyre here, and welcome back to Let's Play Control. This is episode 30. So, we headed down into the newly reopened investigation sector, and we found out that Emil Hartman from Bright Falls is now a giant shadow hiss combination monster wandering around. We had to deal with some darkness last time, so I assume that's going to be more and more of a mechanic. I also went through and deleted a bunch of mods so that I would have space to pick up new ones. Alright, before we go exploring, we're going to have to get to our notes, because obviously we picked up quite a few last time. Director Investigation. Official Findings Report. Internal Confidential. Per authorization from Mr. Kirkland, Redacted was launched into the Redacted of Director Zachariah Trench. A recent change in Redacted witnessed in Director Trench, including aggressive Redacted when Redacted with other staff, has been observed. However, this investigation is aimed at interpreting the issue rather than proving it. Notable Redacted between Director Trench and Dr. Darling has been witnessed by numerous Bureau staff. Although both declined to meet for an interview on the matter, witness accounts suggest their arguments center around the Dimensional Research Wing and the Redacted kept inside. However, no evidence exists to confirm Director Trench's Redacted as anything more than interpersonal disagreements. This investigation has concluded that Director Trench's behavior is not indicative of any Redacted, and that his fitness to lead is not in question. Refer to file Redacted for full report. Well, if only they'd paid more attention, maybe we would have avoided this whole hiss problem. So this makes me wonder how long ago the investigation sector shut down, because obviously this happened at some point during Trench's infection by the hiss, but then again, it doesn't exactly say when they first started messing with the projector, because obviously Ordinary was like 10 years ago, so at any point in there they could have started with Dimensional Research, so this could have been years ago, or it could have been recent. Hartman arrest. Offender name, Hartman Emil. Victim name, Wake Allen. Anderson Tor. Anderson Odin. Redacted. Rudolph Lane, Wendy DeSole, Thomas Emerson, and Redacted. Special Agent Remy Dennis, kidnapping of altered individuals, 1 count, I guess that would be Allen. Sanctions against altered organizations, obstruction of Bureau investigation, breaching the Ash Act, 6 counts. Offender's property seized as evidence to be used in conjunction with an ongoing AWE investigation. Offender's personal effects have been sent to research for analysis. After being cleared by Bureau researchers, all victims have been released. Biannual surveillance orders were assigned to each, except the Anderson brothers due to their senility, and Wake, possibly deceased. So, I guess this is what they mean by him saying that he lost everything after Wake got away. Though I'm still not really sure why he remembers that, but this is probably before he jumped in the lake and became a lake monster. Specimen Escape Assessment. Official Findings Report regarding Incident A49. The purpose of Internal Investigation X-039-7 is to examine the containment failure of Specimen SI-1 that resulted in the deaths of redacted agents. An inspection report of the containment equipment 3 days earlier showed no faults. Investigators suspect human error to be the cause, yet no department has provided any evidence to support this. Technicians were able to recover the researchers' notes on the specimen from internal network. On the Redacted of Redacted, the specimen began displaying a sharp increase in aggressive Redacted. Cross-referencing that date with various logs found only 2 events inconsistent with the sector's daily routine. The air filters were changed, and an hour prior to the incident, a civilian named Alice Redacted entered the sector regarding an unrelated investigation. That would probably be Alice Wake, Alan's wife. Given their connection to the same AWE case, it is likely that Mrs. Redacted's presence is relevant to the specimen's escape and to Redacted. Investigation is ongoing. Alright, that's 3 of them down. We're going to end up with such a backlog of notes. And we also apparently got a 3rd Wake call. Presumably about
the resonance carves its way through the
Hartman.
Hartman, vibrating, remolding. The sound changes the darkness, and the darkness changes the sound. They both changed what remained of Hartman. They all turned into something else. A third thing. The sound made darker. The darkness made louder. Hartman was stretched. Stretched as anyone when seen from out of time, like a worm through time. Almost an Ouroboros.
Through time.
A spiral. A maelstrom. The gravity well of a black hole, twisting inward, tightening, taking you deeper and deeper to the bottom, the heart, and through to the other side. The third thing said, when you hear this, you will know you're in new you. He said, we build you till nothing remains. He said, under the conceptual reality, behind this reality, you must want these ways to drag you away. He said, baby, 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 yeah, orange peel.
He did say that last time.
The thing was a monster. He'd tear apart any ordinary person crossing his path. Now he crashed out of darkness toward Faden. There was nothing ordinary about Faden.
Except maybe the town she came from. Alright. So, let's see. Oh, M is missions. I don't know why I keep thinking it's the map. So you can see we have a full sector here. And I believe Operations Center is where we saw those new enemies. Yeah, there's some, like, flying gun hiss now. Oh, okay, that's just a window. Last time they were just throwing grenades at me. I want to see if I can get a... Right. Keep forgetting. I have to use the game's photo mode, not the NVIDIA photo mode. Honestly, I'm not really sure what the point of the NVIDIA photo mode is for games that don't pause when you activate it. Because there's, like, no way to take a good screenshot of a game in motion. This window is not broken enough for me to camera through it. Maybe this will work a little better. Because, yeah, we haven't seen gun-armed enemies that fly. I like how he's just got a gun sticking out of his neck. He's just firing it with his neck while casually looking off to the side like, oh, hey, Phil. Well, they seem fairly squishy. Especially when you just chuck something at them. I don't have enough ammo for this yet. That was just a cardboard box I threw, so that wouldn't have done anything even if I hit him. Yeah, dodge that, fucker. I don't think we've seen these guys either. They look like slightly different security. But then, we were down in the Foundation, so we haven't seen any regular Bureau security in a while. Hiss Ranger, airborne.
Agent Fisher, day 6 inside the motel. Utilized surveillance methods are as follows. Fiber optic cameras slid under the individual room doors. Motion detectors in the lobby area. Tripwire, triggering a flash camera across the main entrance, even fingerprint powder on the front desk. Results are varying at best, but mostly just inconclusive and unusable. The footage is corrupted. Sometimes even the equipment is damaged. I don't know how, exactly.
They shouldn't really be surprised about that, though.
I think this place is making fun of me. That's the only explanation. I can hear them laughing and screaming behind the closed doors. I can hear the call bell go and ding multiple times a day, but when I look, there's no one there. I know I'm supposed to stay out of sight, but I've seen the doors closing just before I can catch even a glimpse of anyone or anything. They're messing with me, whoever they are. I think... Wait, shh. There's something. I gotta get this. Gotta get the cable out. Come on, you fiber optic fuck, cooperate. Okay, there we go.
Anything?
Alright, that was faint, but I definitely heard movement coming from the hallway. I think I might have finally caught one. Ha! The recording better work this time or I swear to God I'll... What? Hello? Who's there? Oh, shit. I'm with the FBC. Move away from the door. I have a... Where's my...
I think this might be the longest audio log we've found in the entire game. It's still going. Is he gonna come back? I'll just leave it running. See if we hear anything. So this must be a map of AWEs. Some of them... Actually, none of them seem marked. Salt Lake City, Cheyenne, Lincoln, Des Moines. I mean, I thought Bright Falls was up here in, like, Washington. So... maybe this isn't a map of AWEs, or it's just not up to date. Alright, I think I saw where we're going to get our side missions from. It looks like there's a bulletin board over there. And I faintly hear Finnish music, so pretty sure those are tasks from Ahti, who never returned from his vacation. I guess he's just not going to in this game.
Reminder, all employees are required to report their hours at the end of each month. The Federal Bureau of Control maintains that time is not subjective, and hours passed on alternative planes cannot be claimed. Astral dives do not accumulate overtime compensation. Thank you for your attention.
I don't care if you were trapped in an AWE for 24 days. If it only seemed like an hour to you, then you only get paid for an hour. NASA Cooperation Review. Alright, I think there was another note over here as well. Is there not? Also, is this still playing? It is still playing. There it is. Black market.
Lads in here have died standing up.
That doesn't sound like the same... Oh, wait, maybe not.
More plants.
I was gonna say, that didn't sound like the same voice actor.
Let's go make some new friends.
Air here is getting bad. The vents, they are full of mold shit. It's no food for you. Headache, nausea, mold, depression. How can you tell when you are in?
He's just rambling.
Darkness everywhere. New day, same old bloody city, said the old way. Like tar but good for nothing. Get rid of it.
So, our side missions for this is just cleaning? Always keep the gun pointed in a safe direction. Always keep your finger off the trigger until ready to shoot. Always keep the gun unloaded until ready to use. Why is that just on a random corner next to a bulletin board? Just a friendly reminder that the guns you all carry have safety regulations of their own. Vigorous dodge efficiency. Alright, well, there's another control point through here. And yeah, it looks like there's no other side paths out of here. We did also get that new weapon form. But I don't know if it's going to be usable because it's new and not upgraded. I've yet to get like a really good damage boost aside from this one. Or damage to armor. Well, it does look distinctly different than the other weapon forms with these floating cubes. So this is sticky grenades. I don't remember how to detonate them. Let's see. Detonate when manually triggered, or if their timer explodes. Okay, but how do I manually detonate them? I think I just have to fire all of them before I can set them off, because if I click once they're all out there, they'll go off, but...
I don't feel right.
Hmm.
Something in this darkness is draining me.
Yeah, it does that. Well, how do I look around the room if it's dark? Well, if I can get a battery in there, probably get the lights on. But I'm not seeing one in here, so we probably have to go upstairs. We never did find out what that elevator in the Foundation connected to.
Shit. Now what? What is that?
I don't know, Jesse, let's find out. I probably can't go through this wall. No. Okay, it's like bent backwards with the ribs sticking out. That's a little spookier than anything we've seen. Can only get these like long distance photos of it.
Powered by ugly darkness.
Come on, elevator, time to go!
To reveal Hartman was desperate.
I mean, that's certainly a tall boy.
Don't like the light. I can use that.
Okay, we are actually gonna have to fight it off. Just throw the whole battery at him. Is he just pelting shit at me?
Nothing even touches it.
If only we had like a single flashlight in here we could aim at him. Alright. Pretty much just gotta do what I'm doing. Toss batteries into slots. I don't know if I should do them in order, because, like, I'm not seeing these lights until I've already activated one. Where do all these staircases lead? Shoom! And Shoom too. Someone really likes Shoom. Or would that be Sham? I like that he's got giant stretched pants to go with his giant legs. Alright. Do we have another slot over here somewhere? I see a battery. Don't see a slot. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is get him to come into the light by unplugging the core and then plugging it back in. Actually, no, I can't unplug the core, so... Guess there's just another slot somewhere. Night Spring's screenplay. See, this is another case where not having any kind of regenerating health is more of a pain in the ass than anything, because we can't just get health out of him by shooting him like we can most of the time. I do find it funny that his big scary thing he's supposed to do is that if you're in the dark, he just starts throwing shit at you. Like, he doesn't come up and just murder you. He just, like, throws his little darts at you. Yeah, I'm not seeing a plug for this side. Oh. Now he came up and murdered me. I guess I was in the darkness for too long. I mean, I like that it's not just a standard boss fight where it's just shoot him a bunch and he'll go away. But I don't see what it wants me to do. I can't get the power on if there's no more plugs. Which means there's one I just missed.
Stay in the light.
Like, I should be able to see another one from here. Did I plug that one in last time? I thought I did. I don't have any more juice. Ow. Let my juice recharge so I can actually avoid. Oh, there we go. I didn't even notice there was a switch here. I mean, it's maybe a little less spooky that they just give us a good look at him this early on. Hartman, background. Alright. Huh.
Shoom.
Shoom.
Shim? What?
I'm glad Jesse doesn't know how to pronounce it any better than I do. So I guess we can play Shuom, and it's going to be a altered item probably. It's a knight on a motorcycle. Okay. I wasn't expecting it to just be regular gameplay, and I thought they were going to keep the filter over it, honestly. So it's just another combat challenge. Well, I mean, I mastered that one DLC with the jukebox, so I guess I should be cut out for this. Eat sticky grenade. Man, those take a long time to detonate. In fact, I don't know if they ever will. I think you have to fire all three. It actually seems to do alright damage considering it's not upgraded. Getting hit by rockets from somewhere. You can actually fire those off really quickly, it turns out. I can't get up here because of this stupid vent. Alright, where'd you go? Let's get a friend to help us out with this. Oh, wow. I just looked at the progress bar, and we have barely moved it. I mean, it shouldn't be too difficult until they start throwing the big hiss at us. It does annoy me that my launch ability seems to be just slightly too weak to one-shot these guys. Oh man, we're not even through S yet, or through Survive. Got a big chunk there, so I guess that was a wave. Completely ignoring this other guy next to him. Alright, that's another one down. Oh boy. This is really disappointing, though. I expected something different, and they're just like, I don't know, what can we do for a side mission? How about just fight a bunch of hiss in a hallway? Oh, good. Like, this is a game where they could do so many things with side missions because of the nature of the AWEs and everything, and instead they're just like, I don't know, combat? You want more combat? Not really. Not really, game. I think I'm good on the combat for this. Like, it's fine, it's functional. Sometimes it's even enjoyable, but most of the time it's just a means to an end. Okay, so we're not doing that for a while. Because that's just going to be grindy as fuck. That's like a whole episode's worth, I think, if I complete that. Alright, there was a note here. I don't know if I actually picked it up. I guess it still counted. So, let's see. The map says we are right in the middle. But I think it's still a case of, yeah, we have to go out through up there. Alright. Gonna wrap up shortly.
What are you doing in investigations?
Jesus, don't scare me like that.
Hey, remember Langston?
If you're talking right now, I can't hear you. It's a one-way system.
The guy from
Wi-Fi
Containment?
and intercom.
We did like 2 side missions for him, and then he didn't matter anymore.
Langston, it's me, Jesse.
I know. I can see you on the monitors. The cameras in there haven't worked since we sealed that sector off a couple years back.
Well, that answers my question of when.
Yes, you sealed it because of the monster guy.
Wait, did you see Dr. Hartman? Jesus, I really wish you hadn't opened that fire break. Okay, listen, you need to find Hartman and kill him before he gets out into the Bureau.
That thing is a person?
He was a person.
We've only picked up
We
like
brought
20
him here
notes about it,
studying
Jesse.
he was, altered in an AWE. I forget the medical word for what happened, but now light physically hurts him. Do you have a flashlight?
No.
A lantern? Headlamp? Oh, yeah, flare gun. Oh, Christmas lights. You could wrap them around your...
I don't have any of those, Langston.
Shit. Okay, well, I'm sure you'll think of something. I'll keep an eye on you from the panopticon. This is kind of exciting, right?
Maybe from where you're standing.
Right, okay. Well, break a leg. Oh, why did I say that?
Okay, this Hartman thing can't have gotten very far. Let's go flush him out. Langston was right. This is kind of
It's just
exciting.
nice to have someone to talk to, you know?
There's literally nobody else alive in my sector.
People treat me different, like I'm crazy for wanting to work with altered items. People just don't understand the altered items like I do, you know? I don't want to brag, but it does take a very empathetic mind to connect with the items.
Doesn't want to brag.
People are making it so personal.
Right.
I mean, the teams in research handle paranatural materials every day, and no one thinks they're weird. Well, maybe that's not true. Darling is famous for being a bit out there, but when he's weird, it's charming. Altered items really aren't that frightening once you get to know them. If you figure out what they like or don't like, you know, what sets them off, then there's nothing to worry about. I guess at the end of the day, we're still just wild animals.
I mean, we have
scared
picked
of
up
our
a
own
number of
shadows.
notes
We're
to this
supposed
regard
be
written
on
by
the
him.
same team, but sometimes it feels like it's every department for themselves, like it's a race, and we're all trying to be number one. If it is a race, though, I'd say Darling is a mile ahead of everyone else. He was Trench's golden boy for years, but that relationship has gotten pretty tense, or so I've heard through the grapevine. Not that I spread rumors.
Well, I mean, they're both also,
You know,
like, dead, so...
Not me, though. I keep my nose to the grind. Too much work to do to focus
I mean,
on
Darling's
those
not
kinds
really
of
dead,
things.
but
I need
he's
to stay focused
trans-dimensional,
so I can get my
so
work done and
he
get
might as well
home
be
to feed
dead
Alfred.
for our regards.
Talk
Can't
forever,
always
isn't
make
he?
it home for mealtime, so I have my neighbor check in on Alfred at 7 o'clock if I'm not back yet. She's very nice. Her name is Maria. She's older. She came to New York in the 50s to attend school and has been here ever since. She has a couple of kids. I met them at Thanksgiving. Big family.
Maybe we should just go.
Nice people. Anyway, she has a key to my apartment, and she gives Alfred his dinner if I'm not home. I'm gonna have to buy her a nice fruit arrangement as a thank you.
So we can't go into the Bright Falls AWE because it's closed.
Mealtimes. She's probably gonna have to go to the store for that.
But I bet it is brimming with Alan Wake references. Fra Mauro AWE. It's weird that Investigations has its own specific AWE sections, because we kind of already saw a department that had that in the other part of Containment, where they had the ordinary AWE.
Anyway, she has a key to my apartment, and she gives Alfred his dinner if I'm not home. I'm gonna have to buy her a nice fruit arrangement as a thank you after this. I'm missing a lot of Alfred's meal times. She's probably gonna have to go to the store.
I'd like to think that he just stopped talking when he saw us leave, and like held this in so that he could keep going.
Pay back Maria for Alfred's food. Okay. Oh, one more thing.
Also, yeah, she's probably been feeding his cat for a long time now, because we've been trapped in here for like a month at least. For a second, I actually just thought that was a normal guy, and then he started twitching his neck. These guys seem a little tougher. Maybe it's the darkness boosting them. Because those are only level 7, so it's not like they're super high level or anything. A flashlight. I can't believe that they don't have just a regular flashlight somewhere in the department, though. Or in the entire bureau. But I don't know if Jesse would be able to boost flashlights the way Alan can. That's his paranatural ability.
Was this what you had in mind?
Is that he can make flashlights go harder by concentrating. Though he also had the paranatural ability to shove extra batteries into a single flashlight to make it recharge faster. It's really weird that they just had that poster 3 times behind the security guy. AWE loading bay. I mean, I want to keep this around and like shine it at an enemy to see if it does anything. They're just standing around in the dark, stationary, like those mannequins from the okay-ish Silent Hill movie. I know there's a big controversial statement right there, is that the first Silent Hill movie is okay. And then the other one is like kind of enjoyably stupid in how it attempts to just randomly combine things from Silent Hill. And come on, it's got Pyramid Head as a fucking carnival ride operator. That's just extremely goofy in the best way. Even though I know it's not supposed to be goofy, which, you know, that's what makes it fun, is when they're not trying to be funny. They just don't get it so badly that they kind of accidentally make it hilarious. But that was also a movie where they decided that they had to make the protagonist female instead of being Harry Mason, because nobody would believe that a father would go looking for his missing daughter, apparently, is what the director said. So they had to make it a woman. It's a shame that it's always, like, the worst fucking directors that end up on video game movie projects, because it's like, no wonder they end up bad. We get, like, fucking, what's his name? The Resident Evil director. Wes Anderson. No, not Wes Anderson. He's a good director. Fuck, I can't remember his name now. The guy that just always wants to show off his wife, Mila Jovovich, in every movie, instead of actually making a decent movie. Okay, I need a battery. I'm not seeing a battery around here anywhere. It's an elevator. No, that's not a crate. I thought maybe I could shoot it open and get a battery, but... Battery in here? Oh, there it is. Right. Under the goop, I just need my flashlight back. Wherever I threw it. Oh. It's in this corner. I wonder if we'll have to crank up any generators in this department as a callback to Alan Wake. That game had a lot of generator minigames. Okay, there was something back here that I wanted to check. But I don't remember what it was now. Thought there was a secondary path. Nope, don't fall down there, Jesse. It's bad. It's bad down there. Where did my light go again? I gotta stop just yeeting that thing away after I'm done with it. Did I not throw it in here? Oh. How did it end up back over here? It's astounding how this light is apparently just powering itself. I guess it's got a big old battery in it. Is it safe?
Shit.
Oh, the slime broke my flashlight. I will say that Alan Wake never had any dark slime blocking your path. There would be like shadow barricades sometimes, you know, kind of like the hiss things that block you out in this, but never just goo. What is this thing? It's got a battery thing on it so we can move it. I don't see any lights in here that we can use. Well. I'm gonna guess that this thing has lights on it. Yeah, it does, in the back there. We have a light turret that we can't actually aim. Okay, so I think we're gonna have to hit this. Pull the battery out. Okay, I'm gonna have to do it a little better timed. I think that should be mostly aligned. Good enough. So that opens the door. Should also open the elevator, right? Nope. Alright, well, we have our control point here, so I think we're going to wrap up the episode. But, before we do that, let's read another note or two. Thankfully we didn't pick up too many in this episode, so... Oh boy, I got 7 there, 3 there, 5 there, and... Okay, those ones don't count. So we got 15 notes to read. Cauldron Lake update. To Chief Investigator Dennis, it happened again. 3rd time this year. Something certainly has it out for our redacted. Could be raccoons, the locals certainly complain about them enough. But why the hell would raccoons keep going after a monitoring station? Doesn't add up. Anyway, I've got a Bureau tech going to the site next week to take a look. Next on the list of recurring problems is the staff at the Lake House Research Station. How am I supposed to effectively keep an eye on Redacted Lake if they won't let me see any data? Hell, I don't even know what they're researching out there. We need to petition them again to share their info with the investigation's agents. It's only a matter of time before this Redacted hits again, and I want to be prepared. Anyway, if anyone at HQ asks why the Bright Falls report is a little thin this month, tell them it's because we couldn't take any readings. In the meantime, I might invest in some raccoon traps. Are there, like, darkness-possessed raccoons attacking their station? Resignation letter. Redacted of Redacted 2019. To whom it may concern, it is with great anger and regret that I tender my resignation as head of investigations for the Federal Bureau of Control. I do this in protest of the rampant disregard for my department's redacted. My staff cannot continue to work in these conditions. Previous requests and warnings have fallen on deaf ears, so I must now rely on my actions to speak louder than words ever could. I blame this situation on our redacted, who has routinely ignored my requests for assistance in reclaiming the parts of investigation sector lost to the redacted loose inside. I will never forget the screams of brave agents begging for us to open that firebreak. I will carry that shame for the rest of my days. The redacted has failed his agents. I shall never forgive him for that. And why do they redact director? That's clearly what it is. Trench, official warning. Kirkland, I am growing tired of your blatant attempts to lay your incompetence at my doorstep. I know you want this to be true, but you are head of investigations. This failure is your responsibility. What did you think would happen holding a dangerous specimen in investigations? The containment sector exists for a reason. They are better trained and better equipped for this type of work. In fact, they have admirably taken on certain AWE monitoring responsibilities that your staff are no longer capable of. This happens more and more now. And don't think your petty internal investigations have gone past my notice. You are a worm. Everything I've done has been for the benefit of the Bureau. The Prime Candidate program only failed because of Darling. You are both failures, plotting against me. You are traitors, but the truth will emerge out of you. You are choosing to become my enemy, Kirkland. You don't want to be. Zachariah Trench, Director of the Federal Bureau of Control. So a little workplace hostility going on there with Trench, as expected. Staffing issue. Mr. Dennis, so yes, there's an increase in AWE cases, and yes, it would be a good idea to put together a special task force to examine exactly why that is. However, it seems like a tiny little detail has slipped through the cracks. We don't have the damn staff. You expect us to detect, investigate, and process more AWE cases, you need to give us more people. Simple math. Between the staff we lost in the Hartman thing and the ones who left for other departments after Kirkland quit, we're barely managing to keep up with the workload. Hell, just filing the paperwork for all the alternate items we left behind in this sector has been an ordeal. Another thing, and this is going to sound paradoxical, we have an overcrowding situation. This lobby isn't meant to accommodate a whole sector's worth of staff. We put forward a motion to move investigations to a more suitable location months ago. It better not be sitting on your desk. The people are getting restless, and as Kirkland's interim replacement, it's your job to handle it. Best regards, Agent Grayson. So I guess they did just kind of transfer everybody to the part of Containment that has the investigations board. And, of course, foot gossip. Hello, my feet gossip at night, and now I have to wear shoes to bed. Sincerely, me. Okay, when I picked up foot gossip, I thought there were going to be people gossiping about each other's feet. But no, now his feet are the ones doing the gossiping. Alright, so that leaves 10 more for next time. And we probably won't get through them before we pick up more. But that'll do it for episode 30 of Let's Play Control. I am interested in this DLC. It's got my interest a little stronger than the Foundation did at the start. So hopefully it can hold on to that throughout. Because it looks like we're going to be in here for a while. But until next time, I've been Shadefyre. This is Control. Thanks for joining me. Take care, everyone.